It is the Johannesburg at Emirates Airline Park. It's Under 21 Championship, round 3 of the SA Rugby Under 21 Championship. It's the Xerox Lions Under 21s. They're up against the Vodacom Blue Bulls. There's two sides here who have been playing games on the trot as we look at the temperatures. 16 degrees, not much to talk about the wind. And not rain, and sun has come out, although it's still a bit of clouds hanging above Emirates Airline Park. I'm here with Tunzi Mabeta, who's going to be my expert point of view co-commentator. It's going to be an interesting game, this one. It's the Youngster Derby. It's the Bulls, the team that has won with so much dominance, and the way that they've gone about it with the bonus point win. But let's look at the home side, the Xerox Lions here with Nkosi Masuku, who's come on for Banele Tenjana, who's actually cried off with a torn pectoral. Donald Osowagu has been amazing and standing there, number 2 hooker, Emmanuel Chituka, who's all the hard work. Sbusiso Sangweni will be captaining the side, which I think it is still Travis Gordon, the man who will lead them in their first game. And the Lions bouncing back after losing a game so close against the Cheetahs by 31 points to 20, whilst they led there with 10 minutes left, about 14 points, but it was a good win for the Cheetahs. But they're bouncing back off their side and make sure that the coach can have consistency on his selection. Gias Lengbe on the wing. Prince Ngabinde is off and is out, and he'll be replaced by Kieran Horn. And this is how the Bulls have reacted to it. They've changed 6 players up in the starting lineup, 6 players in the bench, and that has come with the change in the captaincy, and who will lead this side will be another call. David Kotzedo will be coming on at the fly position for Ruben Beitel, who has been given a break as the rotation system. Team that is brimming with confidence. Jason Nell and Sebastian de Klerk carry on with a combination at the centers. Gerswin Mouton is come on to the right wing. With that, Dylan Schwartz moving on to Richard Creel's place at fullback. And Keenan Opperman replaces the captain, Jacobus Labuskatni, and the bench who's come on to number 20 position. This is how the log looks like, and I'm going to bring you here, Tunzi. Vodacom Bulls, they know that if they win here, they secure themselves a place and a chance in their playoffs.
No, 100%. Perfect conditions for some great rugby. Two sides who have really proven themselves after the first 2 games. Of course, Vodacom Blue Bulls under 21 sides performance really above pretty much anyone else's performance they've been playing against. Xerox Lions, though, they've been great. They've had no tries conceded against them. They've conceded no tries in open play. So they've been wanting to work on their maul defense. They've conceded a few tries with their maul defense, but they get off the line really well. They'll be looking to put pressure on David Kutza, who's getting his first start for the Vodacom Blue Bulls under 21s. And wow, it's going to be interesting. Kyle Smith and Emmanuel Chituka, 2 guys who are used to playing flank as well. They'll be coming around the corner, looking to put pressure on those big Blue Bulls runners. So what a game we're going to have on our hands. Vodacom Blue Bulls will be looking to keep their structures, get this win so they can play around and make sure they have fresh legs. You saw many changes they've made coming into this game. Fresh legs are going to be important in the sprint format of a competition.
There's a lot of games that have come thick and fast for these sides. As I mentioned, they play their 3rd encounter in just 12 days, and that shows you how much demand is upon these young players, and they have to keep their mental, because now it's a big game as the Bulls is up against the Lions, and it's at Emirates Airline Park. Could never be in a better setting. The field is looking good. We had a break throughout the COVID, but then these players have sit around and they thought to themselves, what a chance to prove themselves, put them in a place where now they can be climbing up the top echelons of South African rugby.
100%. It's going to be so important for Chituka and Kyle Smith to put some pressure on Yanku Swanepoel. Really does well with his research. On the other side, we've seen how he's adjusted the way he competes. He controls the pods really well at line-out time, and it's been a fantastic foundation for them to launch their attacks from.
Fantastic place to launch from as Travis Gordon leads the Xerox Lions onto the field. They're looking like a team that is possessed. They are desperate. They want to give themselves a chance before they get that break of 6 days. They'll be back again at it on Sunday. These teams, no time to rest for the wicked here. a side that has played one, lost one, and have won one, and that is Donal Osuwagu, the hooker, who's really shown prominence in the way that he carries his attitude, has been rewarded with another start as they double up and compound the game. Devon X is our referee for this clash, and it's an exciting one. It's the top of the table clash. It's the neighbors going at it. This afternoon's game, we've seen DHL Western Province and the Sharks, with the Sharks being victorious in that game. Ball goes long, and it's well received. Mark Morrison looking to relieve the pressure from the start, and he gets a bit of good yardage for his forward pack. This is a test. It's a first set play in the game. Who will be taking the lead on this one? The Bulls with a little bit of a huddle, making sure that there's clarity in their call, and expect for them now to execute. Ace, man of the match on Tuesday, on this last weekend when they played 4 days ago, and he goes and he finds Van Dijk, big ball carrying in the midfield from the Bulls, and they make the yards. And they call upon Swanepoel to give him a chance. Turnover ball there for the Lions. That's James Malente, who gets tackled, but he does well to release the ball. And tackle. It's a tackle, but they drive forward, getting momentum. Morrison looking to give the ball to Luke Rousseau, who finds Stravina Jacobs, takes the responsibility upon himself. Left boot on the left foot, on the left-hand side of the field, but he doesn't find the touch. At the back there, it was Baxter. Now it's on to Luke Rousseau, who looks for a grab. It's a little surging one. It's a difficult one to control. Bit of competition now on the ground and the breakdown. The Bulls come up with the ball and looking to turn the play around, but a miscalculated kick coming in from Dylan Schwartz, who's come on to the starting lineup for David Krill, who had his debutante game Super Rugby unlocked this last weekend for the senior side. Osuwagu. Ball is on to Carl Smith, who set up a driving ball. Well-constructed piece of set play work from the Lions. And they make yards over to the 10-meter line. Osuwagu right in the boot, in control here. The forwards of the Lions have got the advantage from Devon Ace. And the Bulls trying to disrupt them, coming in with some difficult defensive. But at the end, all their attempts were illegal. Start from the Lions, showing a bit of prominence in this forward driving more.
Giving away the penalty there for taking out the legs. They had trouble against the Free State Cheetahs maul. So clearly the Xerox Lions have found a weakness in this brilliant Vodacom Blue Bulls side.
Donal Osuwagu waiting for the ball. Lions in the attack here. 22-meter line inside the Bulls' territory. They find the captain, Gordon. It's a maul, but it's a delayed sack. It's an advantage. 2 penalties in a row from this play. Morrison shows and goes. Morrison is through the gap. He's got the man on his outside. He doesn't choose to use him.
No!
Ball is slow, but the Lions are on the attack now. They've got the advantage. Tabakanye puts his hand up. He wants to carry. Carried on, Pedro, finding his forwards. Now it's Smith, but the ball goes backwards. No advantage. A collapsed maul, the second one for the Bulls. Pressure mounted by the forwards of the Lions.
Interesting to see if they choose to go for this again. Ronaldo Pedro. Carl Smith just shifting a little bit. Hard to take a pass all right on your shoulder.
Yeah. Rousseau persistent with the decision to go for the touch.
And I think that's the right decision, just to keep the momentum going. Vodacom Blue Bulls have given away 2 penalties under a world of pressure now.
Donald Osuagu surveys his options. Choosing to go to his captain, but it's an overthrow, but tap is loose. Reacting best was Asendathi Nhlabakanye. He says, yes sir, I'm over. A 5-pointer, a conversion of pressure from the forwards of the Lions, and the Bulls sloppy in their set piece, competing well, but not clinical enough. And what reactions from the big man. Asendathi Nhlabakanye scores the first try of the game.
Yeah, brilliant. You see how the Blue Bulls just go up, putting pressure on that front jumper. Brilliant reaction speed from Asendathi Nhlabakanye in the end, making sure they get the 5 points.
5 minutes gone. The Lions register a try onto the scoreboard and convert it. That's Luke Rousseau, the inside center. With grit and skill, man is successful in the conversion. Rousseau complements the try scored by Asendathi Nhlabakanye, and good pressure conversion for the Lions. First opportunity into the 22, they come up with the spoils. Kick off by Kotza. Not secured cleanly, but Davis sweeps up the work and make sure that they can start again. Carl Schmidt decides to take on the responsibility, helped by his lock partner, Chituka, to Morrison. And safe his houses as he finds the ground and not the hands.
That's a good exit from the playmaker, Mark Morrison.
Line is the middle.
Return of the Mac.
Line middle.
Did really well just to get the Lions on the front foot, keeping the pressure on the Vodacom Blue Bulls.
Numbers are 5.
And getting the reward in the end, a full 7 points.
Line it now for the Bulls inside the half, 10-meter line of the Lions. It's Ace, the man of the match from the last game they played against the Cheetahs, where they didn't concede any points. They've just conceded in the first 5 minutes. Ball goes over the line out. Osuagu puts his body on the line. Mark Morrison decides to stretch them. James Malente. Oh, good support and running off the ball by the fullback, Sean Baxter. Illegal
13 tackler out first.
work at the breakdown from the Bulls. Not running away was Sebastian de Klerk. Was pinned, and Rousseau now looking for more yards down the field. With his right foot up against the right touchline, decided to go for the banana kick.
Luke Rousseau, he's got a big boot on him.
This is the middle. Get your boys in line.
But again, sticking to their strategy.
Osuagu. Chituka decides this is my turn. Another driving ball with momentum for the Lions. Compact and closer to the touchline. Osuagu had to make a decision. He does the right
Tackle.
one and is supported well by Pedro. The scrum off, adding presence in the forward pack. This is Masuku, Pedro, on to Sangwin. Sbusiso breaks the tackle over the gate line now. Quick tempo play. Nhlabakanye is here for the price. Oh! Barnstorming run from the big man. Yes, sir, I'm here. Oh, talk about the start, talk about the tempo, talk about the man from Johannesburg.
Perfectly timed run by the St. Stadium's old boy, Asendathi Nhlabakanye. Sibusiso Sangweni giving them that go-forward ball.
Well, that's a vital contribution from Sibusiso Sangweni to get over that gain line and make sure that his pack is running around and the Bulls on the back pedal with Luke Rousseau making sure that it's 14 points on the scoreboard. Golden Lion, Xerox Lions, beg your pardon. The under-21 side showing great grit here.
Get that. Great technique in the tackle, pumping his legs, getting past the defender, making sure it will be quick ball. Good support from Mark Snyman. There comes the quick ball, but how's the timed run from Asenati Tlabakanye coming around the corner with pace, direct, straightening the line, and strong work from him.
Carl Smith is the one who receives the ball from the kickoff from the Bulls.
Inside.
Pedro now, they're inside. All the rights to kick the ball directly out into touch. And they've asked upon Rousseau to search for that. And it's a perler. It's a rolling into the half, driving back this Bulls side, which has been unbeaten. Lots of confidence, lots of dominance.
And there'll be a little more space at the back as Dylan Schwartz and David Kutza get used to playing with each other.
That's Ace now to
discipline will be so important for the Vodacom Blue Bulls. Almost 30 penalties in their game against the Cheetahs last week.
Yep. Can't afford that now. Trailing already by 14 points. Just 10 minutes gone. Ace. Who does he choose to go for? Front ball.
Ball.
And it's a maul, and it's Swanepoel who took the ball. Ball is right at the back with Ace controlling in the boot. Medicine. If it's good for you, the Lions, the Bulls will want to do it back against you. Taking yards and going forward. Lions not giving away a penalty. Johannes up and under. Chase from Stravino. Stravino reaches forward and he reclaims the possession for the Bulls. Johannes on to Swanepoel. Johannes again. This is the Bulls now on their attack with the ball on Sebastian de Klerk, who supported well by his center partner. Disrupted in that breakdown. Ball is in Selengbe's hands. Pick and go from Schmidt. He looks for this outside. Well preserved the space on the outside. Ronaldo. Pedro. Ball bounces. The lucky one now. Goes into the sidelines. But what a start. Competition and breakdowns. That's all we expect from the derby game.
No, 100%. Both sides playing really well so far. Ill discipline from the Vodacom Blue Bulls, allowing the Xerox Lions to get deep in the 22 and coming away with points on both visits.
Captain. Option scrum line out. Knock on into touch. Scrum.
Good play between forwards and backs. A perfectly weighted kick by Pedro, but just unlucky with the bounce.
A bit too short there. Wish it was a baller. I wish it was taller. Bounce of the ball unpredictable, going over his head, but the intention from the Lions is out there for everyone to see. Confident in their skill set, confident in what they want to achieve, and their game plan, and you can see they're upping the tempo against a big Blue Bulls pack. The dominant side. Man who's been wrapped. Big raps on this young man, Keegan Johannes.
Fine.
The scrum off, everyone is seeming to be taunting him to be the next big thing. The Bulls get a penalty and a set-piece scrum.
Tight head,
Senat and Tlabakanye.
Yep, that's Asenati Tlabakanye, penalized for his bind. Battle between himself and the loose head Kudzwai Dube.
Kudzwai Dube gets the first positive call and a positive move for the Bulls, and something that they can pull their energy from.
No, look, definitely how awesome has the battle been at set piece time. Carl Smith getting up.
I've gone for 6-man line out. Hendrik du Toit in the boot, but it's untidy, and the reaction from Sangweni. Sbusiso are ever present, but he's been turned over. Bulls competing at the breakdown.
First turnover was fine, and then he's
prominent
also allowed to play.
in this play.
Yep, the ruck wasn't formed Most of the players were on the ground, and Asenati Tlabakanye, again, brilliant reaction speed, presence of mind just to get over the ball. Came in from the back of the ruck, had full rights to it.
Rousseau.
So have the Vodacom Blue Bulls come up with any plans against what looks like an unstoppable Xerox Lions Mall?
Xerox Lions. Four-man lineup they've gone for. Oswagu. Darnell goes to the front. It's Chituka who's sacked immediately by the Bulls. Now they have to get that ball out of that phase play. Got runners willing. Tlabakanye again dominates contact. But clean is not accurate enough. And it is Willem Steenkamp who pulvers for the ball. Loose forwards, the way they forage for ball, it's like when you're looking for those coins in your couch.
A really important part of the game. Seen with the new laws, the defending side is allowed to get in there, and as long as you stay on your feet, you need to get. You just see Mark Snyman being brought to the ground, unable to get Steenkamp out of there. Great strength shown by the number 8.
Ace with the ball now for the Bulls. Franz Jordan van Dijk, man of the match in that first game they played against the DHL Western Province. Now the Bulls really trying to work their power into this match. And it's carried on. Ace is on the ground, but now
5 not rolling.
Smith not running away. There, Keegan Johannes.
5, it's a tackle, so you need to roll out.
So both sides using the maul to get over the advantage line, are also using the maul to try to force the defending side to give away those penalties. Emmanuel Chituka has been getting up really well. It just shows you how good Yanko Ace's throwing has been.
You talk about this, both sides are trying to really impose their will with that driving maul. The ways to sort of combat that, how does the Lions make sure that they don't let the Bulls get that momentum?
Well, to be totally honest with you, Bobs, none of the teams in this under-21 competition have been able to really defend. So I would say get up in the front. We saw Chituka doing it. We saw Swanepoel doing it for the Bulls in their 22. And for me, it's been the most effective way to defend.
Expect you, Bam, tunes him a better. Ball
Montes
onto the
taking out
front,
the
taking the supporters out, and it's an advantage. Kotza passes through one tackle, and 22 is looming for the Bulls. Kerry again coming around the corner is Ace. Keegan Giannis. And that is Sebastian de Klerk, the outside center of the Bulls. Phase play now. A little bit of a jink in the step from Swanepoel. Kotza. Space on the outside there. Phase plays starting to mount for the Bulls. On to Willem Steenkamp, who gets the start in this game. Keegan Johannes just dishing that ball like a hot delivery. Sangweni. And a little very sneaky little hook back there. All within the rights of play, just maybe coming in from an offside line,
Taking
but
out the
already
supporter.
adverse form, the infringement in the line-out.
No, exactly that, Bobs. And we spoke about how both sides have given away penalties trying to defend the maul.
Yeah.
Both sides have given away penalties going for the sack.
Yeah.
But both sides have come away with success getting the front jumpers up and competing for it. So I'm not really sure if the decision-making is correct from the Lions, the
Taking out
Xerox
the
Lions
supporter.
there. Here we take a look at Edouard Swart getting over the advantage line.
Look at this hook. Man, he's got vision. Ace. Dubek gives him the call. That's gone to
Maul.
Swanepoel. A maul for the Bulls. Lions decides to compete on the
Same
ground,
ball.
but the Bulls have stayed strong together, and Tlabakanye trying to get himself into the middle of that maul so that he can disrupt it. Keegan Johannes looks to the blind side. Osuwagu, he dummies him. Is he going to go for the stretch?
No hands.
The pick and go is from Swanepoel. Close.
No, first infringement. That's a double movement.
Double
First infringement
movement.
is offside.
Courageous defense from the Xerox Lions. Millimeters
Captain.
out there, it
No more
seemed.
penalties in this area.
Well, a warning has been laid on to Travis Gordon that no more infringements or penalties in this area.
Just play it
Otherwise, he will maybe go to a higher sanction.
The Xerox Lions will want to keep their discipline.
Under 21 competition has been enthralling in the way that these players have really put it out, and just mentioned that it's their third game in 12 days, this young man. Swanepoel gets it in the front, but the disrupted disappointment coming in there for Hendrik du Toit, who soldiers on for his third game on the bounce, but lacked the concentration to execute there in that set piece.
And you can hear the howling coming from the Xerox Lions. Here's the defense. Brilliant tackle from Pedro. Fantastic from Darnell Osuwagu.
You can take it now. Water break.
Still,
Yeah, it still is a competition, and it's a water break for these young gentlemen. I mean, it is 16 degrees at the moment, but still consider with not so much game that has been played throughout this year, 5 months of sitting around, and really to them, these players, it's their third game in the season. I think the last time they played was only last season,
almost 12 months ago.
almost 12 months ago. So
Really impressive, the conditioning that these players have shown.
yeah,
And you've got to ask the question, Xerox Lions, they'll want to really give it their all in the first half,
Sure.
so they can give some of the players a rest. Going into their third game now, we saw the Vodacom Blue Bulls have made changes. They've got a rotation going. Speaking to Hayden Kruppers,
Yeah.
they've had their niggles, but they have the luxury of making those changes, don't they, with 2 good wins.
they have. And it's a nice buffer that they do have at the top of the log. But for the Lions, you can see that they're desperate. They lost that game in the last minute, but 31 points to 30 against the Cheetahs. And it was not the start that they wanted, but they bounced back the way that they dismayed. I mean, the team that really opened up Western Province this morning.
No, definitely. We spoke about the water break speech Mzwaka Nkosi gave the Xerox Lions and how they reacted to that, responded to that in their second game against the South Sea Sharks.
Or was he not mincing his words? He really wanted to get them up going.
But the response from the players was brilliant, and you can see they brought that into this game as well.
And now the talk that is needed now, it's to the Bulls. Where would you advise them to go about if you're one of the thinking caps in the program or in the coaching staff?
Well, they've kept the ball really well. They've asked questions of the Xerox Lions defense. It's going to be a chess match, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's a lot of thought, a lot of strategy going into it, and obviously being able to execute the game plan you want to employ.
We heard the Lions who proud themselves in their defensive effort and the way that they can front up. It's a set piece. The first scrum that we had, Asenat in Tlabakanye, who's already got a brace. I mean, this is unbelievable to talk about a tighthead prop who's already got a brace with just 20 minutes gone. But this is what he gets paid for, is to muscle up and really anchor the scrum for the Xerox Lions.
We have tight heads being the money makers in the front row, and Tlabakanye showing you exactly why.
Dube has lots to say about that now. He gets a chance and opportunity. That's Lions ball just outside the 5-meter line, next to the try line. From a turnover and a good position for the Bulls to set up an attacking play from the line out, but the knock on from Hendrik du Toit has set us up for this set play. Travis Gordon takes the ball, it's a quick heel, and he gets over the gain line, over Kotza, and he's got some well supported, good work, and getting there in time was Pedro gives it to Morrison, who launches another bomber and keeps the ball in front of his forwards, and they get the yardage that they deserve with such good execution.
Yeah, just brilliant exit. Big opportunity lost for the Vodacom Blue Bulls. They want to be more clinical in their approach. Small mistakes at wrong parts of the field have put them behind by 14 points now. And Xerox Lions doing really well to just stick to their structures.
Bulls have gone for the 5-man line out on the halfway line. Ace. He goes for Steenkamp. And now again is setting up a driving ball. Ace at the back. Decides to break. Looks for the offload, but now he's playing the ball on the ground, but gets away with it. Johannes. Oh. Momentum and the line speed and the pressure from the Golden Lions. Something that they pride themselves about, and one of those key performance factors they were looking to impose in this game.
Yeah, and the Vodacom Blue Bulls, they were giving really some good options to Beitel. The way the forwards were running up, just keeping that rush, press defense honest. And we see how things have changed a little bit with Kutza there. Not really setting it up properly, a little bit too predictable. And of course, that press with such an easy attack to defend.
Not too many decisions being asked or questions by the Bulls.
No, exactly.
Variation and subtlety needed.
Crouch.
Or just the confidence to start having the right sort of platform to launch. But here they can add pressure. Dube against Ntlabakanye. Pedro gets the ball. The pressure is coming up front. Is he going to get the ball out? Gordon goes and reaches for it. Gain line is breached. And Chituka Emmanuel decides to get his hands onto the ball. Pedro Sangweni. Ball is taken backwards. Pressure from the Bulls. Now the Lions looking to reset. And the reset is with James Molense, who does well to keep the position and momentum going forward.
Holding on.
But he's isolated. No accuracy on that one.
And number 1 is also sealing off.
And Keenan Opperman, who's on for the captain. Who captain actually, Yaku Labusgartni, is on the bench in number 20 jersey. And gives a chance to Keenan Opperman. Bulls, we mentioned, they have a luxury of having a bonus point, 2 bonus point wins, still unbeaten, and this SA Rugby Under-21 Championship 2020.
Doing well, coming off the line, pressing well.
This is the mark.
Tackling Sangweni backwards. And then Molensi just isolating himself a little bit, changing the point of contact well though. But because they didn't have that go-forward ball, it just allows players like Keenan Opperman enough time to get over.
Well, you have to be brave to forage for that ball. There's so many opposition will target you to clear you out, but it's ace here. Jordan van Dijk, but Tutuka gets in front of him. That's what we were talking about, competing in that first pod and putting the pressure onto the hooker. Pedro Morrison. Now he's comfortable under pressure, and he doesn't get as much as he would have loved. Bulls, the opportunity here to keep on putting on that pressure. Ace has to be accurate with his story now. Lions competing on all types of levels.
Yeah, Emmanuel Chituka, exceptional.
Important game for the tournament. They go to Swanepoel and gain a knocked on ball. This just no momentum for the Bulls. JC now dropped it cold there. And I mean, the mindset of what happens when you the forward pack, your set pieces are a bit iffy. They're not really getting that momentum. You decide to maybe let's get the ball out quicker, give our backline players a chance, to give us a chance to run around. I mean, as a forward, when you look at that,
Heartbreak, absolute heartbreak. They did well to win a line out. They've been under all kinds of pressure from Chituka and his lifters.
Yeah.
And they're just not like them to knock it on. A few mistakes creeping into this Vodacom Blue Bulls side. Out of character.
Unforced errors, out of character, you're right. Scrums have not been stable. Both teams still trying to suss out who's got the dominance. It's almost half an hour gone already. But the Lions, when they look at the scoreboard, it's encouraging. And the effort that they've been putting in, they've been rewarded. Bulls on the other side, still a bit tentative. 6 changes were made in its starting lineup, 6 changes on the bench. A bit of rotation, momentum with the team. But now it's time to execute against the ball.
Line. Set.
Good strong set and take. The pressure again coming through from the Bulls, but the Lions finally get the ball out. Rousseau and the way Morrison are working, it's a combination that is successful. They get to eat up some ground, and his pressure beats the first man. Is extra Swartz, who looks onto the inside over the 10-meter line, taking up space with the line, so it's an advantage to them. Swanepoel says, I'll have a go. Johannes, short ball to Toit. He was in a hole.
15, captain.
Devon van Sale.
Number 15 taking up space.
He pins and gets Sean Baxter to go to the sin bin.
Number 15.
Cynical. He did warn them about the penalties that they kept on giving under pressure.
Especially just disrupting the momentum of the Vodacom Blue Bulls.
He was the second guy.
And spot on by Divanes.
He just took up the space.
Take a look at it here.
Well, that's a missed opportunity. You can see that there's a gaping hole in front of him.
Frustration on the face of Steenkamp.
Part of that momentum that they've been missing on, that rhythm they're looking for. But now, chance and opportunity. It's 15 versus 14. Yellow card to the Xerox Lions.
Ball.
Up to the front to Swanepoel. They set up a driving maul. Ace is right in the boot of that. Bulls starting to get a bit of momentum. Decide to go to JC now, the center. Ball goes beyond and beyond, but it is Trevino Jacobs who puts the ball into their hands. And Swartz looked for his winger. And Gershwin Mouton. Second movement.
Only one dynamic movement allowed. You can't propel yourself forward.
Well, brilliant defense. Ronaldo Pedro, 2 try-saving tackles now. So really hanging on to their lead. But so frustrating for the Vodacom Blue Bulls. Not able to get any points. They've been camping in close to the Xerox Lions 22.
Line is the middle.
I still got nothing to show as we reach the 30th mark. Lions showing lots of grit on their defense. They've gone for a short-man line-out here. 4 men with a pod at the back. Smith gets it from Osuagu. Pedro to Morrison. Morrison to Ntlabakanye. Was supported by Chituka. And Morrison gets the ball back again. Is it over Stravino's head? It's a hurler.
Big question marks for Stravino Jacobs' positional play at the back.
Yep.
Mark Morrison just finding way too much grass behind the winger. But this was brilliant.
Yeah, his impetus on attack.
Take a look at Ronaldo Pedro. Just shows him the touchline. And there's the double movement.
Could be deemed he was held in a tackle. Not allowed to move before he can release it. And can take that advantage of having space in front of him. Well ruled again by Devon Ace.
Open up. Thank you.
The Blue Bulls go with a 4-man line-out. Decide to go to the back. It's untidy, but tidied up by Kotze.
Not out.
Kabakanya there went in with a bit of a trip. We're not there. This is Dube. He's well met in the contact. Good defensive line, but now they attack the blind side. It's Trevino Jacobs. Johannes with a good ball on to Jordan van Dijk, who's isolated. And great work from Mark Sneeman. Foraging. And a few words being shared by these players.
They're
Ivan
so
Foncel is similarly to enjoying the comedy out there.
Yeah, they're so good on the ground. Xerox Lions team, Sangweni and Sneeman.
Lions make a decision to go for posts. They've got 14 points where they rewarded their pressure.
It's almost 60 meters out though.
Well, with altitude. And so who know his range.
I think there's a slight breeze. I'm not sure if it's behind him or if it's swirling. But again, just controlling the game really well. Last 8 minutes of the first half,
Yeah.
they know if they don't get it over, they'll be getting the ball back again. Just frustrating the Blue Bulls. The Blue Bulls want to get the ball. They want possession. They're a side that plays with possession through the phases.
No momentum for the Bulls, and the Lions decide to put the pressure on taking a kick to the post. That's Luke Rousseau with 2 converted tries with the penalty from 60, and had
Well, he had the
the
distance.
distance. It's just the direction that was missing. Like me looking for a word. Stravino goes long, and it's a quick drop out from him, and Morrison decisive in his kicking, and again turning Mouton, the left winger for the Bulls, who decides to go up and under, but it doesn't have much depth on it. Oh, look at the bravery from Pedro, who's supported well by Carl Smith
Holding on.
and held on to that breakdown.
Holding on.
Oh,
In a good
Bulls
position, on his feet and a clear
fighting and competing on the contest. Seem to have done himself a bit of damage.
Been some questions about the interpretations of the laws, how the players are applying themselves at ruck time.
Yeah.
So both sides giving away penalties for holding on to the ball.
I mean, how difficult? I mean, what the new? It's not new. It's just an amended interpretation of the law when it comes to the breakdown, making sure that the attacking side really comes in from behind the last man's feet. They're not from the side when they're clearing out.
Exactly.
And it's been difficult now to sort of retain position as an attacking team.
No, 100%. Speaking to Hayden Krupp, he's the promising. Well, he's been coaching for a while now, but he's done some really great work with the Vodacom Blue Bulls under 21 side. And he was saying what they were focusing on during the week is the contact.
Yeah.
Taking the ball into contact, making sure that you dominate the tackler so that you're over the advantage line and men can come in behind you to get over the ball. Very difficult if you're being tackled backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Even more difficult if you're not dominating that contact point as a ball carrier.
So first things first, ball carrier, initiate with a good ball carrying, makes it much easier for the supporting players to secure that position.
And also committing to the place much quicker.
Yeah.
I feel like the players are going down to ground, but not at least trying to put the ball far enough away from them to give the opportunity for the ruckers to come in and clean over the ball. And just being caught with ball and all, allowing the defender to get in and over.
I guess it comes down from the first things first. The first task is to dominate the contact. That way you give yourself a chance to have a long placement that you can preserve the ball, give it clarity on who to clean out, and make it difficult for the foragers to pull for that ball. Bit of attention here as for one of the centers, Sebastian de Klerk, who turned over the ball, got caught a bit awkwardly in that breakdown with the clean out from the Lions. But he had all the rights because he was the first man to be on his feet, play the ball, gets the penalty, ace now to carry on the pressure. On to Swanepoel. Johannes Kotze running it flat. This is now the big running inside center, chasing now. Pick and go from Opperman. Playing in close quarters. Will that be deemed
Deliberate knockdown.
cynical? But it's not cynical.
I don't think that was his intent.
It was Kwan. Q1. Horn. Number 14. Argued on by his mom. That means, you know, boys in the rugby field like to give each other nicknames. And he's comfortable with that.
So frustration in Kutza's face. Unable to hold on to the ball and take advantage of the advantages they're getting.
Rousseau seeming to be going to the blood bin, the inside center of the Xerox Lions. He'll be replaced by number 23, Butumelo Tsatsane, who goes on to the outside center. Oh, he's back into inside center. Ball again untidy from the Bulls from the set piece. That's
Morning,
Butumelo Tsatsane. James Molense looking to the outside. He's got Selengbe. 10-meter line into the opposition's half. Morrison, lots of time and space. Tlabakanya, ball is a bouncing pass. Schmidt promotes it. On to Mark Sneeman over the shoulder. To his captain now, Travis Gordon. Coming back, Tlabakanya does well, picking it off his toes, but is he isolated? Bulls pressure on that breakdown, and the Bulls, yes.
He won it while it was on.
Swanepoel stops the momentum, stops the bleeding.
They want to gain some points in this first half. Vodacom Blue Bulls under 21s.
Yeah. A bit of tension now given to Mark Sneeman, who miraculously got the ball away to Travis Gordon in that phase play that they had, but he was caught awkwardly. And for the Blue Bulls, Kamani Gota, number 23. Waiting to come on as David Carter. Has he found the touch? Mark Morrison pulls it back, shows versatility with an ambidextrous kick with his left foot. Stravino does well though. Johannes sends Dylan Schwartz to chase. Pedro is brave, but he misses the ball.
Back, play on.
Morrison reacts best. This is Nyani Lengbe, supported by James Molense, Ronaldo Pedro, Schmidt, Morrison on the kick. Schwartz is good positioning from him, fullback. Not too many supporting him, so he decides to really bisect the back three of the Lions. Morrison again covers the space, and he drills them back into their own half.
Brilliant kicking game from Mark Morrison so far. Great work to keep the ball in from that penalty. Just struggling with their execution of the Vodacom Blue Bulls. Understandably so in this first half. They've had many disruptions with some of the changes they've made.
Yep.
Not getting that continuity, and you can see it in their gameplay as well.
Schwartz has moved on to the centers as the number 13 here, Sebastian de Klerk, who limps off for the Blue Bulls. So that gives a chance now for Kamani Gota to be at the fullback positioning. Bulls trying to take the ball away, and this is Gershwin Mouton. This is the man who just came on. Oh, first touch. It's Kamani Gota. Looks on the inside. Stravino, take him. Yes, sir. The Bulls say, let's get it going on, son. It's a derby. It's time to make it a game. It's a great time to respond for them. 38 minutes gone in this first half. And with a bit of width than they play, they get some joy on the wings.
They gave more options to Kotze, didn't they? Didn't allow the Xerox Lions to press up and close the play down. Had to keep them guessing. It opened up out wide for Kamani Kota. It's a brilliant first touch. Fresh legs. Showing the Xerox Lions dust. Look at all the options. Mark Morrison couldn't push up. Tsatsane couldn't push up.
Gershwin timed pass.
Perfectly timed pass, and the gas to get around.
Oh, I mean,
I believe it was Q and Horn and Stravino Jacobs, a good supporting line. Great play though
set piece try.
from Kota.
And Kota with his first injection into the game really makes the most out of it. This is David Kotsana looking to convert. He's missed it onto the right side of the post. That's an unconverted try, but it's the Bulls who respond after going down by 14 points to 8 in the 8th minute of this first half. But within the 38th minute, took him half an hour to react and score after the Lions had
And
two
that's
converted tries.
exactly, and that's the kind of clinical play we've gotten used to seeing from this Vodacom Blue Bulls under 21 side.
Mark Morrison, Gershwin Mouton gives the ball to Johannes, who finds a safety of the touchline. Lions, though, still in attack. What is their response? They haven't had much ball position, and now they get a chance as the Hooter goes for half time, but it's been the first quarter with the Lions and the Bulls rebuffing back from a deficit of 14 points to 0 with their own try, and no miscommunication off the head. Comical errors there in that line out. Bulls. Kamani Kota. Sangweni gives him a bit of a check-up. And who's that
On
man
his
on the
feet and a clear
ground?
left.
It's Q1 Horn.
The Xerox Lions, good patience shown on defense, not committing too early and opening it up out wide, forcing Kota to take the ball into contact.
And it was a very good reaction after losing the ball on their own line-out throw-in, and they had connection.
It just comes off the head of Carl Smith. Darnell Osuagu's been brilliant with his throw-ins.
Looked at communication there.
Good communication. They knew they had a few numbers out wide, but look at the patience shown from Kuhn Horn. Brilliant.
Have to be brave for a winger. Mark Morris pulls it again. Doesn't get over, but it's a positive start for the Golden or the Xerox Lions with 2 tries from Tlabakanya, the tight head prop from the Lions. The Bulls have responded back with Jacobs from a set-piece try, and they took the ball to the edges, and it's 14 points to 5. The Lions lead. Okay.
So you like it when things get personal. Introducing the ultimate sports app from SuperSport. With its all-new personalized features, now you can choose which sports you want to see. And get notifications for all the game-changing moments so you know when your team scores.
Brilliant! Just brilliant!
And you can then watch it again and again. Whatever you're looking for, we've got you covered.
That is it, South Africa! That is it!
Download the new SuperSport app for a highly personalized sporting experience.
Sure. Just look at the highlights of the round 2 between the Bulls and the Cheetahs. This is where the Bulls were dominant by 19 points to 0. Cheetahs not scoring.
Welcome back to Emirates Airlines Park, where we have the second game of the afternoon and the series' second game of this competition. Some changes in this Free State side, where Bolton moves from full-back to the left wing position. They've moved Franco Smith from centre to fly half. In amongst the central backs, Richard Creel, the full-back, survives his job. Nel de Klerk and Mokoena on the wing for the Blue Bulls. Taking that first receiver's ball. Now Smith, Lafleur breaking through tackles well, but not releasing the ball. So after 26 minutes, we have the first kick and goal of the game. It's going to the right-hand side of the uprights. Nice little bit of positional play. Then Smith away for Jasper. Oh, and they found a little bit of space too for Sabat. Now it's on the chase. There's work to be done here for Johannes. And work pretty well done. Fenter.
More.
Now have Free State got enough men?
Don't swim.
It's in the hands of Yanku Ace. And the try is given. Yanku Ace, it's a forward try basically, but Yanku Ace, the hooker, up with the ball at half time. A siren going here at Emirates Airline Park, and so the Blue Bulls lead the Free State by 7 points to 0. Vanderlinde, nice ball away. The Bulls trying to build up a bit of pressure here. And then the run around. This is wonderful play by Ace. And the man who nearly scored earlier in the first half gets his second try of the match. Vanderlinde. Good ball for Creel. Mokoena on the outside. Cover defense is good with the Creel with the continuity. And that's a lovely ball on the inside to the scrum half, Bernard Vanderlinde. 2 tries by Ace, 1 by Vanderlinde right at the death. A handsome win of 19 points to 0.
We're back here at the Emirates Airline Park. It's the Lions under 21 who lead by 14 points to 5 up against the Blue Bulls under 21s. It's the Yuxke derby, but the Lions are the ones that have started with bloody nosing the Blue Bulls with those 2 tries in the first 8 minutes of the game, and the Bulls came back with pressure. It's a great reaction from Asenathi Nhlabakanye, who pounces on that ball and lands and almost deflates the ball in his work. But then it was Sangweni who created this momentum again for his second try.
Great dummy line run by Luke Rousseau. Opens up a gap for Nhlabakanye, who that close to the line will be very difficult to stop. Quick ball, Pedro gets it out. Comes in for a second try.
And that's a good start for them. It was just 8 minutes into the game. They played with heart and they came with it. But from the set piece, the Bulls changed the tune. Gershwin Mutan putting on the man who just came on at fullback, Kamani Kota, drawing and passing like Picasso to Jacobs to finish.
And wasn't that just a brilliantly worked try? Giving Kota options, starting to look like themselves a little bit more. That'll definitely be a good mental, psychological boost for them going into halftime. But as it stands, Blue Bulls still leading with 10 points. That would bring up Xerox Lions, as it stands, it would bring them up to 9 points, a win here.
Salty Sharks with a positive result against Western Province have moved up with a better points difference to go into 3rd place. Toyota Free State, they're on the bye for the day. DHL Western Province shutting it down.
You can see how important this game is for the Xerox Lions under 21s.
Yep. It's very important. You can see there Mzuwaki Nkosi one of the elite coaches in South Africa, giving instructions, laying and imparting these players with opportunity that he saw in that first up. What are the opportunities that you saw? Where can the Lions really push on that advantage they've had?
Well, I'll tell you what, Bob's Vessel Rue, the man who was standing behind that Xerox Lions circle there, he'll be really, really impressed with the performance of his forwards. The tight five have dominated a very good Vodacom Blue Bulls outfit. They've done well with how they've competed at line-out time. They're looking organized. They've attacked the rucks really well.
On the Bull side, they're sitting here with a point to prove as they trail by 11.
They've got all the quality in the
beg
world.
your pardon, there goes my mat. 9 points.
And it's still a really tight game. Blue Bulls, a few unforced errors here and there, just breaking the momentum that they're used to playing with.
Yeah, second half is ready to go here at Emirates Airline Park. Two sides well matched. Advantage with the home side, the Lions, who have got out of the starting blocks with 2 tries to their tight head, Asenati Nhlabakanye. And the Bulls, just before half-time, responded with a set-piece try that was not converted. But at the end, they really did show that with execution, they can give themselves a chance. Morrison sets us off. Oh, ball goes through Gershwin. But a reaction from Van Dijk. Jordan Van Dijk does well. That's a carry from the tight head, Edwin Swart. Ball on Keegan Johannes. He's charged down by Mark Snyman. He's been everywhere, competing for every single facet in this game. Carey.
Playing the play without the ball.
Oh, the Bulls being their worst enemies, yeah. Just got momentum.
Playing the play without the ball.
And being a bit cynical. It's the attitude now of the Lions back onto the field. There's Luke Rousseau, who you can see with the strapping and the change of jerseys as he had a bit of claret flowing down his head.
Tabakanye getting in there. Darnell
spotted that.
A little bit of a seatbelt tackle, but pulled out of it.
Osowagu. Taking his time, a bit of miscommunication. Saw the last line out. Didn't really work out well for them. And again, you can see a bit of doubt there. Clarity in their communication
on the 15.
Was lacking.
Get back 10.
It's a short arm penalty. Slovenia Jacobs comes from...
He was brilliant for Marty's in the Varsity Cup.
Well, he's got a left boot on him. And he relieves the pressure, pushes the Bulls to the 10-meter line inside their own half still. There's just 2 minutes gone in the start of the second half. Could the Lions come back and start hitting these straps with their lineouts? They do. Ball is out, Snyman. Ball goes through Gia Selengbe.
Yes, first man in.
Good turnover from Opperman, but then
Good
he was
turnover,
isolated.
and then the same goes for him. He also got rights.
Well, take a look at that. Opperman steals it really well, and as he goes to ground, it's stolen back by the Xerox Lions. So, defenders really having the right to go for the ball at the breakdown. Mark Morrison did well, and you can just see that's brilliant by Opperman. Right place, right time. That's the effort I was talking about trying to make sure just before you hit the ground, placing that ball back to give your teammates an opportunity to get over it and recycle the ball.
It's always good to hear from the old fellas who've played this game before and their sons are playing now. And his son is Ronaldo Pedro, and this is from Henry Pedro, who mentioned that his son actually went to Grey High School in Port Elizabeth, where the Springbok captain went. Siya Kolisi, it's over, it's converted by Luke Rousseau. The Lions extend their lead, now by 11. 16 points, 17 points to, well, it's by 12 now.
So still not.
It's almost like as if there's a little calculator every time I mention something. They make sure that I get it wrong. Good times, yeah. Schmidt underneath the ball, he gets it well for the Lions. They retain possession, 17 points up to 5. Ball is taken back. It's partially charged down for the Bulls. Cuts it as well with the ball bouncing around, but his pass as to no one. And then Opperman, who's done well on the breakdown, but he's well met and tackled by Chituka, who drives him back. This is Johannes. Kamakota brings himself into the game. This is Trevino Jacobs. He is powerful, he's strong. James Malente says, I can hold on to you. And it's a turnover. It's great work from the centers because they gave a chance to Mark Snyman, who's been all over the show.
Okay, and it comes down to that decision making at the point of contact, maybe trying to just not being in a low enough body position, trying to drive his legs and get a few meters. And what you want to do is, as soon as you've beaten someone holding on to you, if it is the one defender, you then want to get down and place the ball instead of really wrestling for those few extra meters, allowing the defenders to come in and giving them more time to get over the ball. So it's been a problem for both sides. It's been a problem for a couple of sides during this under-21 championship.
Yeah. Osawagu now, 2 lineouts haven't gone well for the Lions. They have to really sort this part of their play. They go to the back to the captain. Travis Gordon does well. And it's over the 15, which means that the lineout is over. Meaning that the back lines can come up, which we're back 10-meter line, but the Lions are the one with the pressure. Osawagu Darnell, 5 meters, retains possession. Gain line breached. Sbusiso Sangweni, tackle fight from the young man. Pedro stopped in the tackle momentum from Chituka. Tabakanya says, I want it, son. Give it to me, let me go. Pedro gets it to Osawagu. Still advantage. Snyman cleans up. But it was a knock on, but an offside in front of the post. Oh, decisions to be made.
Number 10.
Easiest one.
And number 12.
Knock it over.
You want the penalty here or there? Both for offside, okay.
If I'm the Xerox Lions, I take the points.
10 and 12 offside.
Yeah, good decision. Keep the pressure building. It's a really important game for them.
No, it was not multiple choice question. There's no A or B or C, D, E, all of the above.
But really changing up the play, keeping the Vodacom Blue Bulls guessing with, well, they've been the best competing side.
Yeah, they've been the form team in this tournament, and with the conversion from Rousseau with the 26 jersey, he had a bit of blood, so he had to change that jersey. He was replaced for a few minutes there by Butumelo Tsatsane, the number 23 from the Lions. He's recovered well. 20 points to 5. Lions with a commanding lead. Almost 10 minutes gone in the second half. Blue Bulls not in the scoreboard yet or in the races at all. Travis Gordon to Mark Morrison. It's been kept simple. Johannes. This is Kamakota. Dances around easily. Ball is back again. There's no continuity. Ball is lost. Lions pounce. Opportunity now for the Lions. Rousseau trying to put the pressure back. Everyone is known as offside. Morrison scavenges on the ground for the Lions. And he retains possession. Pedro marshalling.
Knock on by White on the ground.
Well, with a bit of help from the assistant referee here, or one of the locals, officiators, has deemed that was a knock-on for Morrison on the ground, and the Bulls would get the advantage of having the scrum.
A good call from the assistant referee.
And that's what he's there for. Assist.
Slight knock-on on the ground, but a knock-on nonetheless, and a very important scrum now for the Vodacom Blue Bulls. They've got a little bit of space on the short side. We've seen how dangerous they can be with their set plays.
Yeah, scoring that try in that last minute of the half, which was about 10 minutes ago, on the 38th minute. We're on the 48th minute now. It's time for them to respond. 15 points, they trail.
Crouch.
Team that's on top of the log, unbeaten in this.
Fine.
But how important this game is for both teams, especially for the Xerox Lions. Bulls get a call.
Supporting body weight.
Tlabakanye deemed to be extended in his approach on that scrum and lost his footing.
Just not getting his feet underneath him.
Yep.
Good
Gravity.
pressure coming from the Vodacom Blue Bulls front row. They've won themselves a penalty. We've seen how useful the maul has been for this side, and a fantastic opportunity now, just being about 6 meters away from the Xerox Lions try line.
Ace. Ball in hand. There's no opportunities there with Swanepoel, Van Dijk. Who does he go for? Options. Van Dijk in the front.
More.
And it's a
And
maul,
backwards,
but the
use
counter
one.
mauling from the Lions just shakes up the Bulls, who restore parity and gain momentum by getting their forwards
Not
moving
out.
forward.
Tackle.
They are about 3 meters out. Your Highness, short ball to Van Dijk. He gets close. Again, but the defense is strong from the Lions, is it? No, it's a try. JC now, imposing figure, came in with a challenging line, and he asked more than one question, and he found his answer with the 5-pointer.
JC now keeping it nice and direct. Good defense from the Xerox Lions, just not enough. It's a good carry from Van Dijk. Took that line out ball, set up the maul very well. A great line to beat Chatuka that close to the line as well. No small feat. Great work from JC now.
Great body positioning too. Had momentum coming in from depth. Chatuka on
Took
his
it
back
nice
heels.
and flat.
Nice and flat. Giving Johannes an opportunity to find someone who's coming with intent. And the intention was to score the 5, and they've done. Trailing by 10 now, the Bulls. Reaction with 11 minutes gone in the second half. Kotza. Oh, hits the post. And the score is still 10 minutes. Oh, 10 points, the difference between the Lions and the Blue Bulls under 21s. It's two sides who are on top of the log. Lions trying to give themselves a chance to shut down that deficit of 5. Motan, Gershwin is well supported by Ace, who secures. Carter looking for Stravino on to his left boot. Morrison well positioned. He's got support from Pedro. Pedro now gives it to Sean Baxter, who's come on from the sin bin in that first half. But Mark Sneyman, good hands. Sangweni has to fight and keep that ball in infield. Pedro, he's got options and opportunity here for Carl Schmidt, who takes it into the midst of the field. Pedro keeping it going to the same side. Morris with the missed pass into the space as Travis Gordon ankle tap coming off from Opperman, but does well to retain possession. Pedro asking questions. Loses the ball possession as Jason now, who's got support of Kamani Kota, who looks over his shoulder. He finds David Kotza. He's chased by handing off. Oh, what a try from the Bulls. Counter punch.
Sensational. Kamani Kota, wow, with a bit of space, so dangerous. What a fantastic pass to find the support run on the inside. David Kutza, who still had some work to do. But Ronaldo Pedro just taking the blind side. He was isolated. There was no one there to help him. Forced the pass where he should have held on to it. They've done well, the Xerox Lions, up until that point. A brilliant play from JC now to pick it up, find Kota, and then Kota with a fantastic pass on the inside to David Kutza. Great play to get over the line. Game on now.
It is game on. Kota has taken over the kicking duties. Man who's come on for Sebastian de Klerk, with Dylan Schwartz moving on to the outside center, him moving to fullback. Kutzer was the try scorer, backing up Kamani Kota.
And it's good play from the Vodacom Blue Bulls, making them pay for their mistakes. The penalty scrum, they got the maul. They were able to get over the advantage line with some good run. Short ball, taking the short ball, JC now. But the Xerox Lions, they need to slow it down and keep it simple.
12 points in the second half for the Blue Bulls. It keeps them in this game. They just trail by 3 now. And it's well taken by Willem Steenkamp.
Play it, you've won it, play it.
And Sangweni. Oh my goodness, man, he's got work rate. Does well. He turns it over and gets yards. No, Morrison with the speculator.
And that's the decision making I'm talking about. Keeping it simple, take the ball down. They had the advantage there.
No, you had to have a go. Everything was not in the way. Mzuwaki Ngosi is screaming at him.
How good is Sangweni's technique on the ground, coming away with the steal, and then you see him fighting to get the ball back to his side.
Travis Gordon having a chat to Diwan Ace. Luke Rousseau has been asked to add more scoreboard pressure by just nudging a bit ahead. See if we can make that 6 points instead of 3, because the Bulls have got the momentum. Lions losing a bit of momentum. Loose play. They got punished. Opportunity from a precious possession that was won by Musiso Sangweni. Luke Rousseau gets an opportunity now to drive advantage home. It's a strike, and everyone amongst them was happy about that strike. 22 points to 17.
Potential blocking after long kicks. Okay.
Lions respond after the Bulls try from their own mistake. The Lions and the Bulls taking it. We've got a game here. There's two sides willing to play on. Kotzer with the kickoff. Gordon. Tackle is from Gershwin Mouton. Pedro. He's outside. He's 22. He might take the pressure to himself. Yes, he does. Selengbe, the ball isn't really coming from his side, but it's a difficult kick. With lots of time in his hand, not being decisive enough, was Gotta. Knocked it on.
Advantage over.
Now Rousseau surveys the opportunities and options, puts on the kick. Kotzer. Kamani Kota. Morrison. Mark it is. It decides to take them on and run into the tackle of Kota. Pedro decides that there's space behind him. It's a well-placed kick, but good positioning from Johannes, who read that. And it's a brilliant kick from Mouton, who finds the halfway line.
That's been a big difference between the two sides as well. Xerox Lions just kicking has been really on point with their execution. Mark Morrison and Pedro with the box kick.
Change here in the front row for the Lions. It's Damian Fenter, number 16 jersey, on for Donald Oswagu. Finds Sangweni. Pedro does well to keep that ball. This is Ntlabakanye, the 2-try scorer in the first half. Coming to the blind side, pass a bit hard from Sean Baxter. And Mouton
No advantage.
is tackled into the touchline. No advantage. Advantage to the Bulls. They get the scrum. Almost an hour gone. 6 minutes in it. Losing a bit of momentum was the Lions.
You try to change it up. It's a good read from Baxter out wide. Was that Gershwin Mouton? But just trying to change it up, trying to play it out wide. Nothing wrong with that. If I was the Xerox Lions, I'd be keeping it closer though. Keeping it more conservative, relying on a game plan that's been working for you with the kicking of Mark Morrison and Pedro. And getting over the advantage line well.
Well, trying a set play there where they hit it up once and then trying to go to the blind side to expose mismatches with the backs, but well drilled defensively was the Bulls in that.
Between you two, you've got to give him something to aim at. Okay, so give him the shoulder.
We're just about to have a water break. It'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy Zwak and Nkosi will come up with now in this last 20. Only 6 points separating the sides.
He's reacted by taking out Darnell Oswagu as the lineouts were starting to creak a bit. On to the 8th man, he's brought on number 20, Franco Horn, the junior Bok captain. So got a bit of pedigree that's coming off the bench to try and start to reignite the side.
100%. Mandisi Mtiane also coming off the bench.
Oh, the Lions, they get this scrum. And that's excitement, it's jubilation from the forward. And just to put it in perspective, what does that mean in the forwards' mindset when they get that decision going to their side?
Well, it's huge, isn't it?
Is it almost like scoring a try?
Well, definitely. We saw how the Vodacom Blue Bulls were able to turn a penalty, tight head penalty, into points. Xerox Lions with almost an exact same opportunity to do so now. So, Ntlabakanye, you heard how much it meant to them.
Changes for the Blue Bulls to. This is Fenter. Calls is good, goes to the back. It's a beautiful line out. They find the driving ball and they find a bit of momentum. And it was Matiane who got up Mandisi. And broken away though. Still got the ball and retention. Ntlabakanye met in the tackle by Opperman. Wouldn't give him any time and space. Line speed was key for that. This is Chituka who gets over.
Don't pin him there. Ball is available.
That's Pedro. This is Horn now.
And release.
Masuku. Nkosi corner. Pedro took his eyes off the ball. There was an opportunity there for Mandisi Matiane. And a water break, as you called it. Now it's time for adjustment. Now it's time for the coaches to assess and see what they can try and achieve with this last few minutes of this game. Top of the table clash. A bit of a water break, but this is what we got to. Damilan from James Moletin.
Opperman just cutting in and opened up like the Red Sea from Tiane.
Something interesting. You mentioned Mzwake Ngosi, and it's 23 points to 17. The Lions lead by 6 points, and the Bulls still train.
So you like it when things get personal. Introducing the ultimate sports app from SuperSport. With its all new personalized features, now you can choose which sports you want to see. And get notifications for all the game-changing moments so you know when your team scores.
Brilliant! Just brilliant!
And you can then watch it again and again. Whatever you're looking for, we've got you covered.
That is it, South Africa! That is it!
Download the new SuperSport app for a highly personalized sporting experience.
Is back.
We're back into a scrum for the Bulls as they trying to relieve the pressure. 6 points in the lead on the Lions. 18 minutes left in this game. Top of the table clash between the two neighbors. Up from the Highveld. Kotsur with the missed pass. And Schwartz, ball goes behind Stravino, but he's got a left boot against the left touch line. Nothing gained. Back to the other side of the field. Chasing that game. Trying to do a wide play, which is strange enough for me.
Questionable, isn't it, Bobs?
Good scrum.
They thought maybe they'll have a get out of jail with Stravino Jacobs, huge boot, but just not being able to execute. Maybe not a bad idea to attack from there, but you're going to have to execute those long passes.
Fenter. Matiane bad as well, bitten by
Ball.
Swanepoel in the front of him. Gets in front, and the Bulls set up a driving maul. The forwards have taken upon themselves to regain the momentum and regain possession for them. Kotsur chasing now. Now it's Dylan Schwartz. Gets the bounce. Into the half of the Lions they go. The Lions now under pressure. Few changes made by the Bulls too. Scrum off with Mulder coming in. Scrum off position. The number 21 jersey.
Good vision from JC now.
Fenter. Gordon to the front, but they compete again. They retain possession through Edwin Swart. Pressure onto the Lions. The carry there is Uzilit Dele. Kotsur. JC now. Well managed and tackled, and a turnover ball by Valenci. Morrison inside his 22, but decides to bisect the back three of the Bulls. Stravino with the big boot. What is he going to do? Decides to look for opportunity to put the ball behind Selengbe. And it's a brilliant kick from him. Morrison wants it. Did he travel 5 though? Mark Morrison takes it back. The Bull staff is screaming it was not 5. And our officials are happy with the decision, and the Lions are in the preferable position. Not inside the 22.
Great steal from Swanepoel. Van Dijk, really great movement in the line out.
Keanu Hendricks, the number 16, is on for the Bulls at hooker. But to throw in this ball, gets a bit of advice from Gievald Donald, who lets him know what the call is.
Lions, you are 6.
And Lions have to drop one man back. Keanu competing pressure. Tabakanya again with the offload. Matiane. This is Sangweni now. Only knows one way. Is to put his body on the line. It's Pedro. Missed pass. Change of direction. A bit of stepping from Boomer. Pedro, slow ball. Tabakanye challenging the line, the defensive line of the Bulls and making the yards. Ball is quick. Sangweni, willing recipient of it. Chituka, tackled by Swanepoel, has to roll away. Pedro. Tabakanye is missed. Boomer, supported by Tabakanye now. Pedro looking for the ball, counteract the Bulls. 10-over ball and reaction from Mulder. Decides to go for the kick. Releases the pressure a bit, but the valve is still not loosened.
Yeah, they're still quite close, just outside the 22, the Vodacom Blue Bulls, but good defense to absorb that pressure.
13 minutes left in this top of the table clash between the two neighbors from the Highveld. So much to play for.
And Tlabakanye must be so tired right now. He's had a really busy day.
And this is all these players, most of them third game in 12 days. Bulls look at the space. Gershwin, Mouton, puts it up on the boot. Morrison, read it easily.
And just calls the mark, controls the game. We're closing in on the last 10 minutes now shortly. Knows his players will be tired. That's just brilliant.
Such an instinct to know that they were exposed, that the kick might be coming to a player who was isolated by himself. We had to keep it alive, Gershwin Mouton. And Morrison.
So you see Achenbach standing up, wondering if he'll get to come onto the pitch. Tlabakanye in the background, just having a chat to the physio.
Achenbach is the reserve tight head for the Golden Lions. Or Xerox Lions, beg your pardon. Kiana Hendricks goes to the front and it's won by Jordan van Dijk. Now it's the same set piece play. Mouton decides to turn them. It's a great option because the ball is not out. The pressure is on. Going on the ground was Selengbe. He is attended to by the back three of the Lions. And there's a tackle they didn't release. It's just all about law. And that's just law.
Tackle was made here already, so you needed to release and not carry him over.
Yeah, if the ball carrier's knees are touching the ground, you have to let go of him. We'll take a look here. Brilliant kick to find some space, just spreading it out wide. Forced the Xerox Lions winger to come up. Ngia Selengbe covered well. But a sigh of relief now from the Xerox Lions.
Okay, bring him on.
Tlabakanye scored the 2 tries. Will be replaced here by Achenbach, who's coming on with the number 18 jersey for the Xerox Lions. Jacobus Achenbach.
Okay, he's back.
Wow, what a game he's had. Brilliant. Stuck up his hand for one of the man of the match performances, I'm sure, between him and Mark Morrison.
Fenta.
Maul.
Chituka. Lions back to where they started. The basics done well. Fundamentals of keeping the pressure and making sure that the forwards do their basics. Ball is on the ground. It was called a ball. Use it or lose it. Still a bit of skullduggery there. A few players on the Bulls.
What a contest.
Visiting in different places, but this is what we were looking for. It's the top of the clash, and the sides are the ones that have really shown up.
No, exactly.
They've decided that they want to impose their will. They're defending champions, the Bulls, just might I add on that.
And of course, the home side here at Emirates Airline Park.
There's a lot of pride for them at stake. 2 sides from the Highveld. Lots of players who have played for the Bulls and the Lions, chip on their shoulders, really want to prove themselves. Bulls being the dominant, confident team. We've seen 2 bonus point wins. But yeah, we've got a contest. 6 points in it. About 9 minutes left.
Neither side giving an inch. Really going at it until the end. Great to see.
A new front row for the Lions in the form of Boomer, Fenta, and Achenbach. Man who scored the try. good strong running was JC Now, that number 12
Fine.
of the Bulls.
Set.
Blue Bulls, that is.
Ball.
So Ebert Boomer
Wanna move a bit
and
over.
Achenbach, the two props in the front row now. Ebert Boomer can play loose head and tight head.
That's a good hustle for a prop.
It is the Cameroonian-born youngster.
Crouch. Fine.
Mulder
Set.
relishing this opportunity to feed the scrum, but they just go down again.
Both of them.
I
not
probably
gonna
think
guess.
that the referee wants them to get a bit closer to each other. Seems that everyone is a bit extended.
You see
Bring our feet a
Pedro,
little bit
the
closer and try
scrummy,
and get a
he
bit
knows
higher,
all the
okay?
tricks in the
Because
book.
we've
He'll
both
think
facts
it's
on-
okay. We can have a
Easy
reset. The
As
clock
he-
is ticking.
Yeah, the clock is ticking. 6 points the difference. A converted try will give the Blue Bulls a lead. They've got an attacking
Crouch.
position. Left-hand scrum.
They've
Lots
missed a
of-
few
Fine.
conversions out there, haven't they? How
Yeah.
important will that be
Set.
as we come into the closing moments of this game?
It's all about that. Devon
Time
Ace
is off.
doesn't want to make a decision yet. He just
Okay,
wants
so
to have a
we've got a
chat
couple
here.
of new players on, a
And
couple
he's
of
right.
reserves. I think it's 2 and 2, okay? It worked well until you came, so you're going to have to deliver, okay? Feet closer and a bit higher.
Devon
we can move again,
Fatsel saying the replacements have brought the stink.
Time is on again.
Important scrum for the Vodacom Blue Bulls. They've been brilliant with their set piece plays. Important for Xerox Lions not to give away a penalty.
Crouch. Fine.
Pivotal time in the
Set.
game. This two sides really looking to. Oh, well, you take it away here. This is all yours.
Yeah, that's really difficult.
There's
Achenbach
evidence.
responded really well. You can see him getting the high fives. The referee speaking to Achenbach. And getting the reward for how he responded to that.
Blue number 3.
So Edouard
Blue
Swart
tight head substitution.
will be coming off the pitch. And you can see how it goes down on that far side. Blue Bulls player just not supporting his weight and getting pushed forward. So I think Divanes gets it spot on there.
He said he won't guess. I guess it didn't. Gets to the front of the ball. The Lions go. This is Rousseau. The jump and the juggle. Sangweni.
Play that one in.
Just the
Number
way that he makes easy yards. Something impressive to see. James Malensi. Pedro. Chikuta.
Still advantage 9.
Chituka.
That's a good steal there, but no advantage for the offside. Number 5.
That's an
Blue.
offside. 6 points ahead. No brainer.
Okay.
No
That
brainer
was a good
again.
steal, but offside before that. Number 5.
I've got about 4 minutes odd left on the clock. 6 points in the lead. You've earned this lead, and Lions will feel that deservedly they've had a good game. And this was the reason why.
Hard for Chituka to place that away.
There's an offsides call. They see the arm of
Good
Divan.
steal from Steenkamp. Stopped the advantage, but right in front of the post.
About 28 meters from the post. Luke Rousseau lining up another kick. Rousseau takes the scores to 9 points deficit ahead of the Blue Bulls under 21s.
Okay. if we see it, we'll act on it.
Huge play from the props. See the effect of Achenbach coming off the bench, and man of the match for me, Asenathi Ntlabakanye as well, getting those tight heads.
Valenci James change the scrum off as Hlumelo Ludula puts a ball up in the air as Morrison. This is Kamani Kota. Looks to put away Gershon Morton. He has to work back inside. Ball's now back into the default play. Setup is good. Swanepoel is supported by his locking partner, Mulder Couture. And there is Nal who gives it to Dylan Schwartz. Move from fullback to outside center. Now looking for the power of his 8-man Willem Steenkamp.
You're lying on the ground and playing the ball, number 7.
And Sbusiso Sangweni caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
7.
So they've got 2.5 minutes.
Playing the ball on the ground.
Vodacom Blue Bulls. They want to try and get this really deep in the 22. They don't manage to do that.
The bench of the Lions excited. They know that they had to make a statement in this game. The Blue Bulls, the only team that's been unbeaten
How
in the first 3 rounds.
How important was this game for them? How important were those 2 tries earlier on in the game for them as well?
The start is what set up this momentum of 14
Knock on
points
of White.
to 0. The knock-on was from the
First
Lions.
knock off white and then off blue, scrum blue.
They've maintained the momentum. They've maintained that scoreboard pressure, but what they've done is making sure that they kick their points to 9, which now it's going to be 2 scores for the Bulls to get the result they desired.
It's been a great performance from the Xerox Lions. They've scrummed really well. The forwards have done well on defense. Seen Sibusiso Sangweni carrying the ball well for them. And of course the kicking
Crouch.
game, spot on from Pedro and Morrison.
Ruben Liebenberg is on
Fine.
for David Kotzer at
Set.
fly position. Mulder
Just stay behind the ball.
David Kutzer,
play to Mulder, looking for opportunity and support from Stravino. Lions all over him like a bat suit. Light speed from the Lions, real determination to win the ball, and it's led by the captain. Oh, this is the result they wanted, the captain at the end.
and you can see what it means to Chituka.
Edgar,
Marutlule, she played for the Blue Bulls as well. He'll be disappointed with them. Well, it was just small mistakes they've made. I think they haven't been too bad. Look, it's been a really great contest at line-out time and also with the scrums. Both sides winning tight heads. Both sides getting some good turnover ball with their competes.
and the Lions on the other side, rewarded for a great effort. It's a very competitive, straight to the game plan, up the tempo, really bring your A game to the
Numbers?
game.
5.
Mentally up for it. That lead of 14 points within the 8 minutes as the start of champions. Against defending champions, they keep on going. This is Fenta. Chituka.
He's been brilliant in the front, hasn't he?
And Fenta says, you know what? We want to take these 9 points and put it in the bag. It's not a bonus point win, but it's a win that is important for them, for their resolve, for their bounce back from the loss, from snatch and grab against the Cheetahs. Easily could be unbeaten. And the Bulls finally meet a team that's going to give them a bit of a competition. Tunzi, just to sum it up on what you've seen.
Yeah, thrilling fixture. So impressed with the conditioning of the Xerox Lions side. What a performance by Asenathi Ntlabakanye, who for me is the man of the match. And just from number 1 to 15, they showed up. It wasn't easy for them. They suffered a last-minute loss. You could see from the beginning they had the intent. They wanted to get over the advantage line. The Blue Bulls just made a few too many mistakes. We could have expected that with the amount of changes they had to make. But they'll be expecting a little bit better. They've got a few things to work on now before going into next week. But what a thrilling Yaxkay derby.
It's the final score. Under 21 Lions 26 points, 17 for the Blue Bulls under 21s. Thank you for sharing with us.
So you like it when things get personal. Introducing the ultimate sports app from SuperSport. With its all new personalized features, now you can choose which sports you want to see. And get notifications for all the game-changing moments so you know when your team scores.
Brilliant! Just brilliant!
And you can then watch it again and again. Whatever you're looking for, we've got you covered.
That is it, South Africa! That is it!
Download the new SuperSport app for a highly personalized sporting experience.